We're just waiting now for the guys to go. Now for the guys to go. Oh, sorry, I can't be asked to tweet. It's hard to do stuff. I mean, I could do it from the official AMS Twitter, but I ain't both logging into that Twitter. So we are pretty much all ready to go. AMS Hurricane has decided to spectate rather than ready up, which is interesting, but yeah. Devere is just not taking part, maybe? I don't really know. Ah, okay, so Hurricane is skipping qualifying. So that's why Hurricane is in spectate mode. That makes sense. He's the only guy, just me and him in spectate. He's not streaming with me, I should clarify. He is just sorting his car out, which is fair enough. Happens to people. Just get on with it. Alright, phone, go over there. That's gonna be on my bed. I'll be right. So, this is your qualifying then. You got 3 laps. It's actually less than I thought there was. For the drivers to run. So you see a lot of the... So you're basically going to find out who's practiced and who hasn't. I'm surprised Andrew's not gone for the 919. It's like Andrew card written all over that thing. Clean laps are going to count better than invalid laps, as you'd expect. So, anybody who decides that, nah, I don't like the circuit, their time will be thrown out. So you can see they're on board with the Porsche 919 Monster Energy Porsche, which is an interesting choice of Xeris. I'm not sure how you really say that, but he's decided that nah, I tried to look eyes. The 919s are definitely going to be the cars to keep an eye on. Familiar? I can't really read that properly. Something, dude. The SVR guy spat off. I'm going to quickly turn... Actually, you know, think about it. I'm going to turn off party overlay since I'm in a party on my own. If we're having it on, so it means I can actually see now. So it says SVR family, dude. Was the guy who span. We're going to switch to the... Let's go to Tom Battlers, who is the first guy who's going to be starting a lap. Coming down now into the first corner. Bit offline from where you want to be, but it's not too bad. It's okay. Best way of putting it. Down now into Village. It's fine, if not a little bit too tight. Looked meh so far from Tom. He is the first guy to set a lap time with a 49.750. Appears to be the only one as well who has set a clean lap time. Which is fair enough. You'll see at the top, people who don't set clean lap times will have the triangle. People who've never seen Forza before. But as a reminder, I am going to be streaming again on Saturday. I should, hopefully, depending on how Easter goes, have a double header for you on Saturday of not only this, but also... Sorry, not this. Of the MEA GT series and, of course, the LCR IndyCar. LCR IndyCar happens at 3 PM UK time. The MEA GT series, anywhere between 10 and 11, really. Depends really what time Mayhem can be asked to start. It's a very nice livery, actually. Shame that whoever's made it has mucked up with its design. As you can see, on one side it's basically the way they try to reverse it, they reversed it wrong. So I think the best way of saying that is they mucked up. Over at line now comes Tom Battlers. He maintains the first position but will improve his lap time's 1 minute 46.706. We'll see if that gets beaten by anybody during the course of their laps. We'll see. Obviously, people aren't in the same quality of cars. It's going to be quite hard for me to keep up with lap times and stuff. And yeah, so Tom has been beaten by SVR Family Dude. Gone 0.6 faster. Nyberg and AMS Leclerc. Pretty close on circuit, to be fair. Bigger mate in the Porsche RSR. Both. Just they are. PXM Karts, who could quite easily be the favourite for this in that Aston. Probably knowing Karts, I used to run Karts, used to be one of my teammates. Went around with PXM, he was probably he's done like 17 hours of practice knowing him. Or he's just switched his Xbox on 5 minutes ago after waking up. Alright, so he's done 2 minutes 2.6, and this guy, it's interesting how some of the Porsches as well, the 919s, are not there. So you can see, Mighty Dylan must have an invalid lap because he's all the way down in 8th. Upstage Body, who's also in a 919, is in 9th. Xeras is a normal car. So see, there's more GTs than you expect. See the beautiful PXM liveries. I still, to be fair, obviously I have no affiliation with PXM anymore, but I still think Deluxe does fantastic liveries, and I love the old PXM colour schemes. Now, that is Tom's final lap, I think, completed, or it might be starting his last lap now. Yes, he's starting his final lap now, Tom Battlers. He's jumped back in front of SBR Family Dude, this battle for pole, and Family Dude has not improved. He's not gone back in front of him. Dan the Man has stayed third. Both his cars. A very nice slipstream. Apologise for my yawn. Off Nyberg and AMS Leclerc. These guys could finish their laps very close together, in fact. The car's much tighter to the apex. Gonna get more speed, it'll be more tight. Down into chicane. Leclerc a bit offline. Through those carts. Yes, he does. Just more speed. More raw speed from the Aston there. And up to the line he comes. Does he improve position-wise? No, stays fourth, but of course, being in the GT3, being the GT category, is not really going to improve that much. Somebody, Xaris, whatever you say his name, he's gone to third. Sorry, but he's gone to second in class, which is good, but Upstage and Dylan still have not set clean lap times. Infamous Clays goes into P7. He's in the M8. Stop poor from Clays, you can see. PXM Leclerc. Mike Dillon must be having an absolute torrid time, because right now he's going to be starting. I'm not really sure if they are going to start him with the GTs or not, but there's a chance he could be. So the line he comes. It's. Oh, he doesn't move. He's still P10. I think he's the fastest guy without a clean. That's another 48.5. Stage behind. In front of him on track, but he's behind him with a lap time wise. Orbit Nations must be having an absolute torrid time. In fact, he is. He's had another twitch there. He switched to Orbit and he's nearly having an accident. I think he's having some sim steering issues by looks, because he is everywhere. You can see threading the needle there a bit. He didn't really need to do that. Ghost stick is on, mate. Gap is 3/10 at the top of the timing screens. It's actually more than that. It's 1.2 seconds to be exact. You can see Orbit. I think I was a bit too much curve there. That lap's also going to be validated for Orbit Nations. I'm fairly sure these guys have done more than 3 laps. I don't know if this just bugged out or what, but these guys have definitely done more than 3 laps and they're still going. So I wonder if my screen is screwed up and it is actually a session. I don't really know, to be honest. It could be 15 minutes, but for me, it's showing up to be much longer than it is. So yeah, so I assume this is actually a 15-minute session because, as I pointed out, SVR Family Dude is flying with his lap times. He's in the 43s. The next guy behind him, Tom Battler's in the 45s. So these two looks like they could be the dominant ones in this race. Van der Man in third. Sounds like he's running traction. You can see these guys catching up to other cars out there. Really having them timing for us. Just gotta keep on lap times. Can't really see much when it comes to having lap times on, but it's always been very hard to commentate qualifying for any on Forza because I have to do it for the LCI IndyCar and it's just so difficult. Just trying to say specifically what's what, because for all you know, like what you're seeing could be absolute joke. Somebody's just improved. Somebody's really just improved here. So I think Mighty Dylan and Orbit have finally both got clean laps down, because Dylan has gone to 4th on a 48.2. Orbit has gone to 5th on a 48.3. So these guys have finally managed to get themselves clean laps. As some AW has gone up into 6th in front of PXM cars. Is a very interesting turnaround. Kart's no longer with PXM, moved I believe this morning to AMR. So congratulations on for him for moving up in the world. But Brandon Circuit Nyberg, infamous Clay's got himself to 9th in the big M8. Amos Leclerc just behind him. So these guys, of course, all your GT cars. 11th for Clara Wig. I think that's how I say that. Seems like reasonably default game time, but he's talking about 17 goes to get into that corner then. Upstage, still in 13th in that 919. It's almost like he isn't trying, because he is struggling so much to try and get himself a clean lap. Like, if you're struggling that much, sure you should just cruise at some points, because it's just Porsche. You've got the Ferrari just behind. Slithery Scott decided he wants to do drift through there. Fair enough. You can see Echoes as well, really struggling with that Phoenix Motorsport number 76. Big M8, but of course, I mean, quite serious to be fair when it comes to the PXM guys. They do tend to struggle a bit, and we're just gonna have to hope for the best, really. Beautiful from here. Echoes might actually finally get a clean lap at this point, because he's done actually a decent lap, to be fair. It hasn't been terrible in that 76 car. Brakes down now. Bit of oversteer from the rear end. Definitely using traction because it's taking him the absolute mick to get on the power. But again, we don't really need traction. He is using it. You can tell he is. It's taken him about a year and a half to get on the throttle. I think he invalidated this lap as well. But we'll see when he crosses the line. Does he actually make position? Well, he sets a new personal best, but doesn't. But in fact, he has proved. So Echoes goes to 9th. That lap was indeed clean then, and well, he's got himself up there a bit now, hasn't he? The TLR 10. He's done 2 minutes 10 point flat at the moment. He is really not having a good time of it. Somebody's off just in front of him. We'll see if I can catch his nameplate when he gets by him. So Limitless Horizon, who is not having the best stream of times in that Porsche. Maybe he's after this time. Limitless Horizon as well. Sorry, not Limitless Horizon. Let's see who that was. Somebody. It was Mighty Dylan, I believe. It was. Dylan has come on the pit lane and just stopped. So I think these guys think their qualifying is done, maybe. Pick some carts. So maybe these guys have just been told that this is their final lap. I can see Carts has pulled over. A Weiss has pulled over. Is somebody just in front of these guys? Oh, Upstage. Upstage has finally set a clean lap. As I think the timer has just run out. It has. The timer has now ran out. So that is your order then. All of the main guys. So all of the guys in the prototype class have managed to jump their way up into the top. So basically all the guys you'd expect to be in the top 6 are in the top 6, which is good. And they're all in Porsche 919, so nobody's really got the power advantage. It's so nice to have somebody screaming to it. You can see just towards the bottom there, you got Drago's ex Ferrari. He's joined late. He's interestingly in the Audi. So somebody going for something different. It's Drago's ex Ferrari has decided that, nah, I don't like the look at that Porsche. I'm going to have an Audi. Which is, to be fair, the option I would have taken as well. Dragon Pro has joined. He went to the Bigger Mate originally, but he seems to be changing his car. AMS Hurricane seems to be set in stone with that MPG to 2. He didn't take part in the next part of, well, sorry, this part of qualifying. And is now, by the looks of things, getting ready to go. I think somebody's asking for the link to the stream. If you are, then cool. Come join. Speak in chat, please. I think this stream also is being broadcasted onto their official FRL YouTube channel. So, when you watch it over there, you can. It's probably a lot easier to watch it on there. In fact, to be honest, I'll probably get more comments. So have a little look, see them. It is. So the actual series is actually being broadcast onto the YouTube, plus my Twitch. So anything I can do, I can now see the chat too. Hopefully it appears up. So yeah, so I can see the not only the YouTube chat but also the Twitch chat. So if you guys want to mention anything of my Twitch chat, I can see it. I'll also be able to read the YouTube chat. So, which is cool that you can split screen your computer, which for me is quite useful. I think we are just now getting ready to go. I don't see anything. I just see drivers mainly trying to sort cars and stuff like that. I'm going to spectate back up, but we're of course I think waiting for Tom to reset the lobby stuff. Yeah, Architect, it's probably a lot easier, buddy, if you went over to my Twitch channel. You can probably watch it a lot better on there. I'm actually going to post the Twitch stream, well, my Twitch name, in the chat, so you can see there. That is where this is being broadcast on. That's on my Twitch. That's my Twitch channel, what I've just posted in the chat now. So, don't stab me, please. That is where, if you want the... to avoid the glitch. Don't worry why they've loaded into Sonoma. Do not worry. It's just to avoid a glitch. They're not actually racing at Sonoma. Even though, to be fair, Sonoma in GT cars actually isn't that bad. To be fair. FRL Forza is complaining about Forza on a controller. Yeah, Forza isn't that... To be fair, Forza is actually better on a controller than it is a wheel. Wheel is so difficult on Forza, from what I've been told anyway. I run a pad. I don't know, well, it really depends on if I'm running, of course. At all, because obviously, for those who don't know, I'm retired. Happily retired. I'm just a manager now. I don't know what QHE means, mate. I didn't grow up. I'm not a youth. I think the grid is currently being sorted now. Yeah, we're going to grid order. It looks absolutely drunk at the moment, so just whitewash of the wrong cars. I'm just curious right now if I'm just interested right now to see if Dragons will get moved up behind upstage or not, because otherwise Dragons has got a very, very easy chance of just getting absolutely murdered at the first corner by a difference in speed. But to fair, I mean, he didn't qualify, so there is a formation lap though, so drivers can do their warming up tyres and stuff. I'm gonna quickly DM somebody because I might be able to get a friend. Hopefully they join soon, because say the best thing to do. I'll get off Fortnite, you little stupid child. Where the hell is this stupid retard? Will is what I use on F1. Haven't used a controller on a racing game in 1 year. I mean, that's fair enough. If wheel's what you used to, then why don't you want a wheel? It's... Oh, hello. Okay, so welcome, the Architects, to the stream. I actually have somebody chatting in my chat, which is good. Means I'm not alone. Thank God. That'll explain what we got at the bottom. Do you know if you're getting moved to the behind the LMP field? You got to deal with all those pesky little peasant GT cars. You see, last time I did a endurance race, especially I did it around Silverstone to be exact, I was in the Audi and rip. I was in the Audi, so same as you, and the one problem that I had was those pesky little GT cars going very slowly on apexes. But when I did it for Tora, and, well, I don't know which group it's going to be. Now do I, buddy. I don't get told out. I just get told, your stream be good, me stream on YouTube. Good? That's all I get told. I'll try. I'll try to, mate. I'll try and keep an eye on you. Okay. See, I'm trying to read two different chats, but it's quite funny. But I'm also trying to text my mate because I want a friend up in the combots because otherwise it gets dull. It's like streaming F1 on your own is actually better than streaming with other people, but streaming Forza can be so difficult. I think the Muppet isn't going to be joining, so I think I'm going to have his head later. And to be fair, he's probably got a raging boner of his Fortnite. You started in front of the GTs. Fair enough, buddy. That'll be good for you. I think. Do you play Forza normally, or? Okay. So you've probably got a good chance to get, pretty got a good chance of actually getting through this, haven't you? Well, I'll keep an eye on for you, mate. Let's see how it go. But we are now getting ready to go. Then I've now got to show actual enthusiasm. Be fun. That is not bad, actually. To be fair. Yeah, you should be fine. So we are ready to go. I'm getting all myself all hyped up now. I can feel the warmth of my bedroom making me sweat. So I will not get to anybody who's new to Forza, I will not get any pictures until the start actually goes out. So I'm gonna have to. I can't really commentate who's got a good start, bad start, whatever. Just gotta hope for the best. So then we are racing. No, we're not. We got a formation lap. Ha! My brain, it's smart. You see. Just remember about the formation lap there. So I was about to say we are now racing, but thank God for me, there's a formation lap. So that says my luck. How about then from the back? So I'm going to do is I'm going to go from the grid backwards up. So at the very back of the grid, Dragon Pro 200, who did not qualify. He's got the M8 GTE. Is also brand wide on a formation lap. In front of him, AMS Hurricane. Watch for him to yeet his way through the field. Somebody with severe performance. Seems to be really strong. But to be fair, I don't know him. He could be part of the main AMSC. I don't know, to be honest. He's not under my jurisdiction. TLR10, who didn't really show much speed when running earlier, but there you go. Things can change quite easily. For some reason, I can't seem to get up the ticker, which is slightly irritating, to be fair. I can't actually get up the ticker. I've got no option for it. Unfortunately, this is all we get, annoyingly, because apparently this game loves me. And I can't put up no ticker, so that's going to be fun. We're trying to find stuff out. I'm going to have to keep the map open. I don't normally like keeping the map open when streaming because it's quite hard to work out. It's 1 versus 6 up here. Yeah. Sorry, mate. In 16th place, we have Limits Horizon. He did not show any sort of major pace in qualifying. Look for him, though, in the race. He could have some pace. We don't really know. We have, in the Ferrari, the only Ferrari in the field, Slithery Scott. In 14th, we have Clever Wing. In front of him, AMS Leclerc. Pretty poor from the AMS guy, but anything can happen in the race. Don't really know. In front of him, Infamous Clay. See the solid dial up. I've got to go over this quickly. TXM Echoes alongside him. The best livery on the grid. Toast up biased. Nyberg playing BMW. TXM Karts. Look for him. He should be really strong. Just in front of him, the top GT. I can't say your name, buddy. The Dragons X Ferrari. The only Audi in the field. Upstage Body. Mighty Dylan. Dan the Man. Orbit Nations. And your front two. Tom's Battlers. And the pole man. The man we're going to ride on board for this start. SVR. Family Dude. So they go now at the line. Now, yep, I'm used to the F1 line. Now we are racing. Here you see the LMPs absolutely punch it off the line. Correct, LMP position change. He's going to switch to orbit. Who's in fourth? Down the man loses the back end. I was like, Family Dude's got away cleanly. Draggers has got involved. Orbit's been shoved out the track there. Like Upstage going to the third. SVR Family Dude has maintained the lead. Orbit's got third. Down the man in fourth. Fifth is Mighty Dylan. Sixth is Draggers. Seventh is Orbit. The GT field, because Red River has maintained the lead from PXM Carts. PXM Echoes has got him centered. Oh no, he has it. Side by side with Nyberg. Summit on his back end in the background. Echoes and Nyberg side by side through Woodcut. Coming down now into Cop's corner. And Echoes does go past Nyberg. He then drifts and understeers. Why? Nearly kills the cameraman. AMS Leclerc has is now side by side. Is he? No, he's not quite. It might actually have been side by side with Echoes. I couldn't really tell there, to be fair. But Leclerc's got in front of Echoes. Picking up now towards the front. It's like Family Dude is absolutely buggered off. Frankly, he's gone. No issues there for Family Dude. Tom Battlers is there. That has got to be one hell of a distance. I wish I could tell you guys the difference, but I can't. Probably would have to leave and rejoin, but that'd cost some valuable footage, unfortunately. You can see Draggers down the inside of Mighty Dylan, and he's got the position and makes it stick pretty comfortably. Draggers 6 Ferrari moves well into P5 after going defensive from Mighty Dylan. Will Dylan launch himself back down the inside? I can't really tell if he did, because the camera angle is terrible. But nope, it stays as they are. So, interestingly, Cart has got past Exarter. I'm going to put this camera back to game cameras. I'll be able to actually see then. Azuras is in 9th. Amos Leclerc's got himself in front of Nyberg and Echoes. These guys could be a team at the race. These three could be together for quite a while. You can see, Dan getting very close to the inside wall, runs a bit wide. Takes a lot of the curb there, but nothing too hectic. Well, seen a lot worse as, yeah, that, basically. See, interesting upstage, gaining in on Tom Battlers here. So, second and third line, they could be having a little battle coming up soon. We'll switch back to them later on. There's Draggers. Very nice livery, actually, from Draggers. Quite nice car. Seems like it's the league team car as well for something. Orbit on the back of Mighty Dylan. Already, these guys have absolutely dropped the GT field. As you can tell by the map, not a GT car inside. These guys were lapping about 17 seconds faster than the GTs, and you can tell why. Because there's Karts just coming down into the Stowe corner now. Xeris just behind him. Got Leclerc there, and here comes Nyberg. Leclerc will block the middle of the circuit. Will Nyberg launch it? He has gone to the outside, but nothing quite serious. It's just a gentle up to the outside, nothing extreme. Nothing like what we've seen before. Nyberg getting really close, but nothing. Polaris there having a joking chat about the LMP cars. To be fair, LMP cars are quite dull to watch in real life. You don't really get much action from them. To be fair, we're having that right now. You can just see them all already starting to spread out, which not really what you want. But so they're going to get no timer for me, unfortunately. So I've got absolutely no idea when we're coming up on stuff. It's a shame, but unfortunately, gotta deal with it. I can't really time it myself either because I just can't. You can see now Nyberg seems a bit more smooth than Leclerc through there. Well, Leclerc had the power on the straight. It seemed like it does in that Porsche. Seems a bit faster than that Beamer on the straight of Nyberg. I could just be down to tuning all the Porsches genuinely being better. I don't really know. Leclerc blocks again down into chicane. Nyberg again has to try and go around the outside. He won't get it done this lap. Just guys, literally just right there, Nyberg, but Leclerc just seems to get a bit better traction out the corners and just seems to be a bit quicker on the straight, and that's just keeping him that position. See, Nyberg is there. He's going to have a look, possibly. Oh, he does have a look, actually. Doesn't quite, though. Pull it off. In fact, takes a lot of inside curb. I don't really... There's not been any overtakes around since then. Well, there has, actually. I think Dan the Man has dropped back in the LMP field. He has. Dropped back behind Draggers and Orbit, so it's not really great for him. With respect to these two, though, because these two seem like the best battle in the field right now. Swap the map on for a second to see if I can spot anything else going off. Nothing really. Okay, well, I have Dragon Pro. Can't really switch off this battle, but Dragon Pro has span. And now here comes Nyberg. He's right there, he's pushing Leclerc through. It's battle for 10th and 11th position. But more importantly, third in the GT class. A lot more GT cars than prototypes, but you get used to that if you've ever done Toro. I think as well as these guys, the leaders, let's see how family do, by the way. Look how much gap he's pulled already. There he is, and there's Tom Battlers. Surely now... Oh, that's interesting. That's AMS Hurricane. Well, the other AMS guys is closing in on Nyberg. Bit of a cheeky corner cut there, but... See a bit of a AMS sandwich here. I don't know, Mr. Hurricane. I'm not sure if he's part of the AMS4 team or not. I genuinely do not know. I do not recognise him. But just because I recognise somebody does not mean they are successful or quick or whatever. Because I don't know that many people in the Forza team. You can see now Nyberg again getting very close. And Hurricane is getting really close. Oh, that was a gentle kiss to the back. And now comes Hurricane in the GT2. The M2 GT2. AMS Hurricane takes Nyberg for 11th position. And I wonder if Leclerc will just let Hurricane through. This Hurricane clearly looks like he's got the pace here to go and challenge Karts and Zuerler. Yep, I'm definitely saying his name right. For top in class, and if one AMS guy can't, surely the other one must. I'm going to watch it back from Nyberg, who's got a pretty good view of it all at the moment. Seems to be quicker than both of them in this last section, Nyberg. It's what is keeping him alive, I think. See, Hurricane has a look to the inside. Seems to be there on the brakes. Leclerc leaves him room on the inside. It's a lot of the inside curve at the last chicane. Hurricane with the traction. Gets a bit slidey though. Keeps it within track limits, unlike Leclerc. So that's just all bringing Nyberg onto the back of him. Surely Leclerc has got to let Hurricane go through. There's SBR family, dude. Gets forced off track there by AMS Hurricane. It's the thing you got to happen when you're racing the prototypes. You've got to get used to trying to drive around the GT cars. SBR family, dude, there probably crapped himself. But it's not going to be the last time that's going to happen to him, unfortunately. You can see these three, definitely the more entertaining battle of the field. And there goes Hurricane down the inside into Brooklands. And does he runs a bit deep though. Leclerc goes to the outside. Not really going to get much more traction out there. Here comes Nyberg to the inside. Nope. Leclerc stays in front. There's some brilliant racing there. From all three of them. And it seems like Leclerc is going to hold off Nyberg for even longer. But Hurricane now has got the opportunity, if he can break from these two, to go and chase down the leaders. But right now, Leclerc and Nyberg, this isn't over. Between these two, number 92 Porsche and the... I can't tell what Nyberg, I think he's just got the B-Tech livery, hasn't he? So the number 1 BMW. You can just see Tom Butler's there, roars past in his Porsche 919. And now he's going to have to negotiate AMS Hurricane. Hurricane was not letting him go through there, was he? Being very determined not to let Tom go through. But these guys are going to have even more GT LMP cars come up here. Is upstage. Upstage goes down the inside. Leclerc's going to be offline. Will that give Nyberg the run? It is going to give Nyberg the run. Nyberg had about 4 goes of trying to turn the car in, though. Really not what you want. You can see Nyberg is on the back of a Leclerc. Some of them notice around any other battles going off. Not really. All of the LMP cars seem chased out. Here comes Nyberg to the outside. Big bang a bit. It's nothing major. Leclerc and Nyberg. Nyberg mounts the curb. Leclerc goes into the back of him. And Leclerc retakes the position. I wonder if Nyberg just let him back through. Because it was a very interesting go take there from Nyberg. It was it didn't seem, I wouldn't say it's rushed. But also we have Infamous Clays here. And picks up Echoes. So BMW versus the BMW. Echoes with the slipstream, looks to the inside. Goes deeper on the brakes than Infamous. Infamous has to get blocked by Echoes. And Echoes takes P13 away. Then further back, so any more battles going off further back? Not really. TLR 10 is into the pit lane. So you know, that could be 4. I think there's somebody off. It might have been Dylan while he overtook these two. Because Nyberg and Leclerc, these guys are going to be going at it for a couple more laps. Yeah, definitely. See Dylan there makes the way past Hurricane. Forced Hurricane offline, to be fair. It's okay. Now, here we go. The power of that Porsche is surely the thing that is keeping Leclerc in front. Seem to have gone black screen. I've got audio, but we lost gone black screen. So apologies to the viewers. Don't worry, they're just a lag by effect. I think somebody's lagged out of the lobby. It's not the top runners. It might have been whether it was P7 in LMP has lagged out. I'm not sure who that. Was. But rip them. See Nyberg now. Leclerc goes defensive into Village. Goes deep though. And there goes Nyberg. Is it? Leclerc's going to keep the inside line. Man to the loop. They are side by side. It's a bit of a nudge. But Leclerc does just keep the position in front of Nyberg. That was very, very close there. That could have totally ended in tears. Remember, if you like to tweet out the stream, Nyberg goes into the back of Leclerc. If you want to tweet out the stream, make sure you do. Make sure you tweet out the YouTube as well. You're being nice. Infamous and Echoes seem to be back together. I thought Echoes were done and dusted with Infamous, but apparently not. These guys battling over 12th and 13th. Otherwise known as 6th and 7th in class. And especially the beautiful PXM Beamer. I wonder if these guys did any more testing around here or just went for the certain cars that they had. Because that's what it seems like. It seems like these guys haven't really, because surely there is, no offense to these guys, I'm not saying that they've done a daft decision, but surely there is better cars they could have chucked for this. I'm just saying. I think Karts in that Aston has clearly made a good decision. In fact, to be fair, it looks like we're going to have a battle for 7th and 8th now. Karts, this is for the lead in GT. Awarias, get a game attack I can say. Wariaxis, I don't know. Some word. On the back of Karts now. Karts getting to the inside. Apologies, my yawn. Awarias doesn't quite have the speed of the Aston on the straight. The Aston with a beautiful sound. Maintains the position, does it? Alright, got on the power nicely there. Got to the inside of Karts, but doesn't quite get the move done. And here's the map to keep an eye on the battle behind. So Leclerc and Nyberg, but I think these two have spaced each other out. What about Karts and Infamous? Sorry, Karts and Echoes and Infamous. EPXN, they're basically the same thing. Looks like that's staying as it is. We'll see quickly. Yep, that's staying as it is. But I'm not really sure about the GTs. The GT cars are all brilliantly spread out, but you look, and not at all spread out. You look at the LMPs, and there's no room. We have two. It looks like two of the GTs getting close to each other. That is Clearer Wig and Dragon Pro. They are side by side. They were banging tyres then. Banging bars, but banging tyres, banging everything. Dragon Pro goes deep. That's not getting that corner, surely. He does, though. Somehow, like he went very deep into there. But he makes the corner. And does he make the move stick? Yes, he does. Dragon Pro gets himself up in a 15th place. But that Lambo is so quick on the straight. Whoa! Tom Battler's there. Has to physically go off the circuit to get in front. You can see Dragon Pro taking a very interesting line. Surely he's going to let Clear Wig back through. He does not, but he was definitely off track when he made that overtake. That'll be something for the stewards to have a look at for sure, because Dragon Pro was definitely off the circuit when he made that move. I think Echoes now is also sizing up Limitless. It's why it's good when I usually do a Nego, because you usually have two streams going at once. This could be the moment for Echoes. He's there on Clays. Seems like Clays are just, maybe he's got his tuning a bit better. And oh, Echoes! He oversteers, hits Clays. Will he get the position back? He does. Clays runs wide. Echoes tries to go underneath him. He does go underneath him. Does he make the move stick? He does. No, he doesn't. Clays is still there. like it was over. I think that might be done. Glad to leave these guys a second because Gazoris is right on cart still. Just in front of them, they've got they're about to lap the last place GT car, which, well, shows difference in quality, unfortunately. Oh, really slow there. The Ferrari. And he is not letting carts through, is he? Slithery Scott there was very reluctant. So this guy's got Orbit going up behind him then in the LMP1. Oh, and he's going to have to wait. Surely, surely Orbit should have waited there. Either way, he's going to blitz past carts on the straight. And both of them got held up there really badly. Nyberg and Leclerc seem still quite together. It seems like Leclerc's just got enough right now to hold him back. Echo's just starting to gap Calais, so the closest guys is probably Exodus and Karts. I don't think I'll be interviewing anybody after this stream, unfortunately, so unless I get asked to, which I probably will, to be fair, but we'll find out. Azarus is there on Karts, but nothing. Seems like Karts has just got enough at the moment. One mistake though from a guy who's usually really consistent. May change that though. Down there, Mamus Hurricane. I'm not sure if Hurricane really is gaining again because of course I haven't got access to the ticker. Because the game loves me. It's like people's fuel. Because I'd say we are probably about 25 minutes in. 9% sure. If somebody who's possibly racing could let me know how long you're in or when you make a pit stop. Something like that. I don't really know, to be honest. Big C. Cars, we've got somebody off at the first corner. Couldn't quite see who that was. Didn't look an LMP. See if I can spot them. It's not an LMP, that's for sure. It was. I can't see anybody really. I think it might be Dragon Pro. Who fell off the circuit. So Clerk and Nyberg here right together again. And again, SVR Family Dude has to negotiate them in again one of the worst places. So the LMPs must be getting truly, really annoyed now by the cars appearing where they are. Interestingly, Leclerc is using less fuel than Nyberg. So that's something to keep an eye on later on. Nyberg comes in first, Leclerc's going to get an extra possibly lap or two, whereby he can hold out and jump. Leclerc, obviously, this is Forza. I don't really know if the undercut overcut's really a thing, but hey, whatever it is, it is. See Nyberg now on Leclerc a bit tight to the apex, but Nyberg seems to be able to carry more speed through. But see, he comes out of this corner faster. And it looks like it's going to be Nyberg. Got to tuck into that slipstream and got to hope and pray. Doesn't matter such a note, and that's. I'm almost losing him so much because he's just not getting it all on the straight, and it's just. I'm going to say it's screwing him over or not, but. Definitely not helping him. Leclerc to the outside. Sorry, all the way around. Nyberg to the outside. Leclerc doesn't quite. Don't think there. You can see just 80 feet between Exoris and Karts. Switch over those two. These two don't really come out with much. Okay, nothing is going to happen out of that. These two quite close together. You can see Dragger's ex-Ferrari is now gaining in on Tom Battler's. And surely the prototypes are going to have to pit soon, if they haven't already. So I think Battler's already been in. Dragger's is on 40%. Cosmetic damage only, though. Battler's has been in, because he's on 81%. And this real family dude has a drift. Whoa! That could have ended badly for him there. Losing the back end, and that could have been a disaster. I think Karts, though. I don't mean to switch to Hurricane, I meant to switch to Axurus. Apologies for that. Axurus, Awarius, I don't know. A guy in a 911 could be able to steal the position off Karts here. Karts runs a bit wide at the top of the hill. I accidentally knocked my TV, which means it's now on Sky. I don't want to watch an advert with Lando Norris in it. Like, Karts will live to fight another day. Dylan and Orbit, though. Hang on. Two prototypes knit together on circuit. What is this? We haven't seen this since the start. Orbit has engine damage. Interesting. Joe's alright though, so. Somebody has just gone off the circuit. It's Nyberg. Nyberg, who was racing Leclerc, has fallen off of the circuit. I wonder what's happened there then. And somebody else is off. Somebody else looked like there was off track. Anyway! Oh, echoes. Might have been. Well, somebody looked like they were definitely off track. In fact, an Orbit! Oh, Orbit! Oh, dear! Orbit Nations has had a big one. He's in the wall, and that could well be race over for him. We've got exhausting Karts coming out of the pit lane. They're both coming together. Hurricane is there. We'll see what happens here with the GTs. Karts is there. This Hurricane. Hurricane hasn't stopped yet. Araxis is behind Hurricane. But Hurricane is behind Karts. Exodus now must really want to clear that BMW. Otherwise, there could be severe issues. Exodus, though, does not. Maybe actually has a small look. Doesn't quite play it off. And Leclerc, I think, is pitted because Nyberg. Oh, that might explain it then. Nyberg stopped. That'll explain it. Nyberg has stopped and he's come out in front of Leclerc, who's just stopped himself. So that'll explain that then. Karts, Exurus. There goes upstage. Exurus and Hurricane we'll just go side by side. We're going to watch this back from karts because funny's in it. Xeris here in Hurricane. You can see Hurricane seems to be a little quicker through there. Xeris slow. Fresher tyres. Which makes all the difference, really. Xeris takes the position then. And will continue his battle with karts. Hurricane is going to follow them, but for how much longer, really? And it seems like the pit stops have given us a rough estimation. I think Orbit has left the session. For him, well, hang on a minute. That is Dragon and Tom. Dragon who hasn't stopped yet. And Tom Battlers who has. I think Dragon is either... Tom's either caught him, or Dragon's battling him for the lead. Ferro Wing pulls out the way. Dragon's here. SVR family dude though, he is long gone out from. Like he is just probably having the most relaxing race of his life right now. Just chilling out from. No worry in the world. He's lapping Nyberg. Behind him, Draggers and Tom. I think Tom's going to have a look on Draggers. Draggers leads from the room. Tom keeps the position in front. I think Draggers will maintain the position here. Also seems like most of the battles from earlier on have definitely calmed down. Echoes and all decided that battling is not something they want to do. My Dylan's just coming up to lap 6th and 7th here. That's Karts and Xaris. I switched to I'll let me switch to Dylan as he laps this, guys, just to show you the difference between an LMP car and a GT. Look at that. Already Dylan's passed one. Alright, Dylan passed another. That's no distance between 0 engine and 100%. It's like having 50% of your engine just gone. I think Draggers has pulled the gap to Battlers now. Now, when his Draggers, if Draggers at all is set to come in, he's on 11%, Draggers. So don't be surprised if his diesel's slowly running out, so he needs to come into the pit soon. He's coming up on Infamous and Echoes, the battle for 11th and 12th. Just two all together on circuit, Infamous and Echoes. They have been for most of the race, but not been squabbling as much as they have. Draggers almost gets held up there by Infamous. I think, yeah, Draggers has now dropped. That's going to be close. That's going to be close. Draggers does get round Echoes okay, and this has brought Tom back into the equation again. And Draggers made a mistake there. That's going to cost him another 50 feet maybe. He loses the back end. I think his tyres have now hit breaking point. His fuel's at 8% as well. Draggers must stop this lap. Here comes Tom. They are side by side, two very nice liveries. Draggers is going to keep the position. Will he? Need to run him out of it, Draggers. Go on. Draggers holds off Tom. Some great driving by both of these two, to be fair. Tom has a little snap on entrance. He runs just a tiny bit wide. Not very legal right there, Tom. Watch yourself. He'll take my useless advice and run wide with it. Oh, he's in the wall! Tom Battler's there. Evolving into Tom Bottlers with one small little mistake. He's reached his final form rate. Tom Bottlers is back. And with that, Draggers comes into the pits. It was never set really to jump these guys in the stops, but it will definitely help his cause because he's going to definitely gained in on these guys. Difficult falls and never stops exactly right. She should be easily clear of Dylan. Let's go past some GT cars. It was Echoes and Infamous. Infamous has got back in front of Echoes here, so what's going on there? Echoes runs a bit deep. It is a shame there for Tom. It seemed like he was doing well. Hang on a minute. This is looking interesting. Got Azarus and Karts. These two have been together the entire race pretty much. And they're now getting ready to start again. Azarus though, it's going to get held up by Limitless Horizon. Not too much to be fair. Total of damage now because there's no real point having it open. I don't think we should really have any more pit stops in this race. Unless, obviously, drivers have sim on and sustain a tiny bit of damage, but that shouldn't really happen. It looks like your GT field looks like to be a battle between these two first. Hurricane looks pretty confident in P8 here. P3 in class. He's just, since overtaking Nyberg and Leclerc, he's just been able to bolt from them. Echoes is now falling back from Infamous. Here's another battle on the circuit, other than Exodus and Cars, but to be fair, oh nope, hang on a minute. Upstage and Tom, second and third. Ain't we all over yet? No idea really how long we are now into this race, but we should be now hitting about the last 20 minutes if the stream is right. We should now be in the last third of the race. See Nyberg, whatever, keeping out of the way of Tom. And that way of Orbit offline a bit, but that shouldn't cost him too much time. Goes in very quickly to the first part. He was very, very quick through Maggots and Beckers there. He now was on the back of Tom again. Tom runs wide at the top. Upstage will go to the inside, maybe. You can see AMS Hurricane. Hurricane keeps out of the way of Tom. Does the same with Upstage. Smart work there from the AMS driver. Where's my echoes? Probably my yawn. I'm getting quite tired, to be honest. Let's just like clear a wig there. The other AMS guy of Leclerc has got 1,400, about that. Beats Nyberg in actuality, and it's the time he had one of the best battles in the field, but it's just a lot bit now. But to be fair, this is literally pretty much, other than the battle for the top of GT, which has really slowed down. These two are pretty much the only battle going. Also, if you're watching the stream and have not followed, make sure you do. Try to hit that 50 followers mark by the end of today. And both Tom and Upstage come barreling into the pits. See the counter in front of Tom going a bit mad. Oh, hello. Bit of a gentle glitch in the pit lane. Now, theoretically, Tom should, by basic force of logic, come out first. But will he? Yes, he will. He does maintain position over Upstage. So these two stay as they are. Nyberg is in between them. But there shouldn't be too much of an issue there. It also means Draggers is back into second place in the Audi. Which also means that he, after starting last in class, looks pretty much set now for a podium. Very good work for him. We are we're about 45 minutes into this race, 15 minutes to go. Surely that means then that he is set for this result. Which is very good for him, to be fair. He's 8,000 something feet behind the lead SVR Family Dude. I'm not sure if Family Dude has got to come in again, but I doubt it. Upstage and Tom are still together on circuit, but they're not really together yet, if you get what I mean. Same with Karts and Illustrious. You can't really say that they're together, they're just near each other. May as well put the camera back on them though, since they are probably pound the closest battle. These are, would Tom even be in this position if he didn't bottle it? That's a very good question, to be fair. Would Tom, even with Draggers as one stop, would Draggers have surely got himself in front? Right, would Tom surely have got himself in front of Draggers if he hadn't stuck in that wall? Parallel Universe says now. And, oh, sorry, but I'd lost thinking then. Look at her eyes, then the guy's really going off Upstage. That could have been nasty for him. Infamous and Echoes as well. They are near each other, but again, it's not really. You know, it's just not. I'm going to switch back to the GT battle between Karts and Enduro, so we can get a different engine sound instead of that Porsche. The reason I'm being so quiet about it is there's just literally nothing really going on to be able to, you know, spectate. Kazura seems to be making a lot of mistakes now. I wonder if his tyres are starting to have a little bit of fun. 36. They shouldn't really be struggling that much. Back Karts. How's Karts doing? Yeah, 60 for Karts. So again, he isn't really. Sorry, 36 for Karts. Well, these guys just came on the same laps. I'm really surprised on the same amount of fuel and stuff. The pain in the inside of my hip around the ball joint is starting to quite hurt, to be fair. But it's dealable. Ow. See? Ow. It really hurts. You see Tom and look down the side of arrows. These guys are coming up on the battle for the top GT battle. Us there. Whoa. Tom laps Karts upstage. Karts did move across the upstage. Upstage goes in very deep. Almost wipes out Tom there. That could have been a very expensive accident. The thing is, I don't know where to commentate the last lap. I genuinely have no idea. So I'm going to have to keep checking back under the stream when we are coming up to the final few minutes. If everyone, we've got about 9 minutes to go, I think. So just got to hope for the best, really. Apologies about that. I was dealing with a message for some yob. Wasn't anything important. So I think Tom has now pretty much secured his third place. He's got nearly 400 feet now on upstage, so that's pretty much staying as it is. Same with Draggers in second position. He's pretty much confirmed there, unless he does have to pick. Look at his fuel quickly. Yeah, 54%. He's set to the end. Classics drive from him. Pretty much at least the only real battle left then is between Karts and Exorus. Unless Echo's an infamous one to give us a cheeky little battle at the end. But I think Nyberg has disconnected as well, because he was running in front of Leclerc, but Leclerc is now 9th. Literally in the middle of no man's. And you keep from these guys, because they also got let's be family dude. I wonder if Fabula dude is just gonna be sat there like, this is a waste of, it's just a waste really. Because this is an hour for him of just, he could have been doing something else. Practicing for British GT, he's taking part in it, but yeah, he's just there. Gone. Not having to worry about a single thing. Been literally dominant in qualifying, dominant since the start of the race as well. We're going to keep an eye on him for a short while, because he's been just, I mean, you just can't say anything else about his dominance. He's just been perfect, really. He hasn't put a single foot wrong all race. Lapping cars has been fine. You can tell he races best VR because his speed, how perfect he is. He seems like a really nice guy to hang out with as well. So I don't really know when I'm calling the end as well, because it could be quite soon, about 7 minutes. I think we have left of remaining. So 7 minutes would entail about, if my maths are correct, about 5 more laps. Maybe 4. For that as well, the race ends when the timer hits 0. There is no, and that's it, and you cross the line. That's it. As soon as that timer hits 0, that is your race. So Nyberg has just confirmed in the chat he was disconnected from the session. That's a shame for Nyberg because he was doing really well actually. He had a pretty good battle with Leclerc, got past him and pretty much like he was pretty set for a good result, but can't help disconnects I'm afraid, and yeah. So Draggers has just told me there is 5 minutes remaining. I don't know how he did that and still driving, but GG mate, you got a massive gap, so that's fair enough. So yeah, she's told me there's 5 minutes to go, so it's very kind of Draggers to let me know. If you can let me know again when it's 1 minute, that'll be very nice of you. Because last minute I'll probably just keep it down the lead. I can't really see anything else really going off. Carts and these guys about to be lapped by Mighty Dylan. We'll be able to Mighty Dylan to laps these guys. Okay, he does quite a quiet race, Dylan. Nothing really to shout about. As he comes on lap for Exorus now. Goes to the outside of the Porsche, round the outside. Pretty calm there. Comes up now on carts. Leading GT. Carts through Exorus through. Dylan through down the inside. No qualms. Nothing too difficult. It's like somebody give us a battle, please. So I can end the stream with something fun. Yeah, I'm just going to be streaming SVR, just absolutely whitewashing it. I mean, I hope this is not what the rest of the season is going to be like. Family Dude just turns up, absolutely wrecks everybody goes. As always, that will be quite dull. And next time this happens, I'm gonna try my buddy. I'm trying not to stream on my own. I'm trying to get my buddy Nako involved, so it won't just be me. Hopefully next time, but I can't confirm that because obviously he works. So 2 minutes to go then. Draggers kindly lets us know again. There's no point keeping damage open. As well, nobody's going to have any. Looks set to be then. The SVR Family Dude is going to walk away with a pretty dominant victory here in Silverstone. Followed by Draggers X Ferrari, who has been fantastic. For 2 reasons. 1, keeping me updated and stuff. And 2, just for being consistent, brilliant, making what's up workhorse out. May have been down to the fact that he's driving the Audi. The Audi's much nicer on its fuel, but Tom Battler's... Yeah, he's got a gap and a half to upstage now. Looks set to become him third. Upstage before. There's the 1 minute side. So, last one to the order. Dylan looks set to be fifth. Well, they can't drop any further back unless he, you know, spontaneously combusts. Karts looks almost set, possibly made, you could argue, to come home with a GT class win. But we're going to switch to our race, to probably the race winner. I'm not going to say it 100%, but quite likely our race winner. Last few seconds now. Will he get to last upstage for the end of the race? Upstage runs wide, upstage near the spins. Goes wide, and yep, upstage has been lapped right at the end of the race. So not only has SVR Dude pretty much obliterated the field, he's also lapped two of his main rivals. Architects just put 5. And that is it! SVR Family Dude then is your winner. If I can put it to final results, I'll be able to show you. So there you go. That there, lads, is your final results from this race. SVR Family Dude with a pretty dominant victory from Dragons X Ferrari. Tom Battlers comes home third in the prototype class. Upstage Body finishes fourth. Mighty Ed in fifth. Pixum Karts bringing home P6. Great results for the new M&R. Yes, maybe. I think so. Driver, a white, just, the guy I cannot say the name of, comes home in 7th. Amos Hurricane, very nice result for him in 8th. That's third in class for him. 4th, GT class Amos Leclerc. Pretty quiet race for him. Had that very nice battle with Nyberg. Infamous Clay's 5th in class. Yes, that's good from him. 6th, PXM Echoes. 7th, Limits Horizon. 8th, Clear Wig. And the guys who either disconnected or can't be bothered to finish the race was Nyberg, Orbit, Slithery Scott, Dragon Pro, TLR 10, and Dan the Man 0099. So that is your final results then. I just want a confirmation to see if Mr. Thomas wants AMR. Yep, thank you, Karts. I need a confirmation on that, buddy. I'm just gonna get confirmation to see if Tom wants any interviews. If he does doing, I don't mind. I've got hours available. Let's send him a quick cheeky message. It was fair. It was a good race, actually, to be fair. Hopefully the top 3 stay around. I'm hoping of both classes, but I think it seems like some of them have gone, which is fine. I mean, I'm not complaining as such. Go on, Tom, you're going to get back to me or what? Alright, it's a little disturb. So I think I might have to end the stream now. I will... Go away, please. Go away, please. I'm streaming. Go away, please. Hello, cats.
So I'm letting her out.
Yeah, well, fuck off. Let's apologise for my language. Thought my door didn't shut then. I don't think... got a message. Can do. Okay. So I'm going to invite the top 3 from the prototype class. So that's SVR Family Dude, Draggers, and so that was Tom as well. He got 3rd. So invite these guys in to the party. We can have a little gentle chat. So race wait for the prototype guys. I might see if the GT guys are still around, but I think they might have gone off. If they have, that's no worries. If they haven't got a mic, also no worries. Not sure if the guys Hey, I got somebody. Let's see if Tom joins. If he doesn't, then that's no worry. I'll see about the other guys as well. Try and get the top 3 from the GT class in as well. Okay, Hurricane's gone. If you enjoyed, make sure to include your audio, Pelez.
I have done.
Otherwise, I like an absolute idiot. So then, family dude, SVR, pretty dominant. Hello, pretty dominant performance from you there. You won by, I think, over 10,000 feet in the end. Did you feel like you were wanting to fall asleep in that? Fair enough. Did you feel like you wanted to fall asleep at some point in that race? Fair enough. I mean, I don't really have much to say to you, to be honest, other than well done. You absolutely dominated that. How many hours of practice did you put in? You could seem like you were just pretty much just nailing everything. Fair. Raw talent doesn't need much practice, I guess. That's fair enough. I actually made a joke halfway through saying that what's he doing here? May as well practice from British GT with that pace. Gone. Fair enough. Draggers, you were the man who kept me in form during that entire race because I had, unfortunately, Forza's a terrible made game. And decided he didn't want to show me the timer and the ticker, which annoyed me. But yeah, you were brilliant in that race, driving the Audi, of course, starting from the back. And you came through, you managed to get second. Any comments, really?
It was a fun race. I had quite a lot of battles with Tom. And that was, we had the argument at the start with quite a lot of the LMPs. And then sort of, I pit early, and we found out. And I was side by side with Tom for a good 20 corners, and then he binned it, and then second was mine pretty much.
Yeah, you and Tom seemed like you had a very good battle. I only actually caught the end of that, unfortunately, because I was too busy watching the battle for the top of GTs, which we'll get on to. Tom, you seem like you managed to evolve during that race. You managed to evolve from Tom Battlers to Tom Bottlers. How did that go then?
I was just pushing too much in the end. I don't really know what happened. Just got a bit bored, I don't know. It was exciting,
simple mistake.
Yeah, just little mistakes every now and then, especially in battles. Like, when I was by myself, I felt like I was doing alright, doing what I was doing in practice. But then, as soon as someone else came along, or a GT came up ahead of me, felt like I was going off the track for more than I was staying on.
I was going to ask all three of you guys, how was the GT feel? Because it seemed like every single lap one of you were about to have an accident with them.
Yeah, apart from like 2 of them, it was okay. There was the Ferrari there for a drift contest or something.
Yeah.
He left early on, so but it's fine.
It was. It just seemed like a couple of corners, you guys were constantly just about to go have an aerial accident. I think it might have been Tom. He came up to the back. I think it was Leclerc. It was one of the AMS guys, and you never felt like you were about to lift off. You were so close to the back of him when you pulled out.
Yeah, it happened a few times. You know, when you're in an LMP car, you just want to take the corner like you would normally do, and you don't want to let the GT get in your way, but you got to make it close, but try not to make contact, so it's difficult.
Fair enough. We're going to move on to the top 2 of the GT class. Unfortunately, AMS Hurricane, I assume, had other better things to do, or just didn't recognise me streaming. So, Karts, old friend, how was that then? You pretty much had that for yourself, really.
Yeah, I wasn't too prepared. I switched into this car like 2 minutes before qualifying started, so I didn't really have any practice, but I got used to it and just led the whole time.
Yeah, it seemed like you were just pretty much in a world of your own. You had that very nice battle with the guy we're going to get onto. First thing I'm probably going to ask him is how do you say his name? Um, but you pretty much just ran your own race. You had RX, that's how I said it most of the stream, on your back. Do you think he really posed much of a threat for you?
Um, Before the first pit, he was within like 100 feet most of the time, but I just ended up being able to pull a little bit of a gap, and I knew he wasn't going to be able to pass me because he had too much downforce. So I was just trying to not mess up at all.
Fair enough. Araxis, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
So you came a very close second in that race. Did you feel that you could have had more?
I mean, honestly, I just changed my aero before the race. I thought I really need just a little bit more, and that was a mistake. This a little bit just broke my suspension, and it wasn't the same car as in practice and qualies. That's pretty much it.
Uh, that's fair enough. Then you definitely could have took the fight to court. You did seem to drop off at the end of the race. Was that just because of the damage, or was that just because your tires were off or something?
I mean, I mean, it's pretty hard to say. Cars just got used to the car, as he said. He just switched to it. Also, I thought he will be in Porsche, so I gave it this a little bit push on in the aero. I just wanted to be better in the corners than him, but he suddenly just changed to the Aston, so it got me there also.
Yeah.
It was pretty good race though.
It's fair enough. You two definitely were the excitements. Just want to give a shout out to Limitless and Echo. Not Limitless, sorry. Who was it? I can't remember his name now. Whoever Echoes was Infamous. That was it. Infamous and Echoes. Those two provide quality entertainment. Upstage and Tom towards the end of the race. Those two were quite tight. To be fair, my overall synopsis of the race, very good. Definitely something you should check out if you're watching on my Twitch channel. Very close battles, very nice. If Tom would allow me to, I'll probably upload this to my own YouTube channel as well because funnies.
Yeah, that's fine.
It was very nice to commentate over. This is I will be